Hey, riding side saddle, it's Tammy.
And Lisa,
We're back.
I feel a drum roll.
Season 7. Oh,
Like as
In
you
your head?
started out, it was like ring, ting.
I don't have a cymbal. I've just got a steering wheel.
It's okay. It was only in my head. Hey, riding side saddle.
We're back.
Here we are, drum roll or not.
Yep. We're back. Season 7.
About midway.
Flipping right along.
We are.
Not
We're
really. This
trying to
seems like a
we're trying to
really
keep
long
up.
season.
We're
We
really
are
trying to keep up.
So we're just going to do a mid-season check-in today.
Yep.
Summer, Wisconsin.
It is.
Yeah. Not officially summer. We
No.
haven't reached the 21st
Almost.
of June yet.
I think it's the 20th this year.
Oh, is it?
I
It's
think
changed a
so.
little bit?
Yeah, it shifts by a day or
Oh,
so
okay,
every
all
year.
right.
So summer solstice
We're close. We're not
is in
quite there
a couple
yet.
of days.
Okay.
Yep. But it's feeling like summer
Yeah.
right now
Yeah.
in Wisconsin
Swampy. Real swampy.
in every way.
Right.
None of them are really that good.
No, my sister-in-law, hi Jeannie, she posted something about so it's swamp ass season.
Yeah.
No skipping showers, no skipsies.
No.
Everybody's showering every day.
What did you used to say? I'm gonna
I don't know, I'm
call
afraid.
you. I know. I'm gonna
Oh,
totally
no.
call you
Oh,
out
no.
here. You used to say, and we're gonna have to edit this if you're too uncomfortable.
I'm afraid. I'm so afraid.
You used to say something like, "Yeah, I can be over in 20 minutes. I'll take a hooker's
Oh,
bath
a
or
horse
something."
bath.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Oh, I'm not ashamed of that. I say that all the time. Yeah.
I'll be over in a jiffy.
Yeah.
Just cleaning up the bits.
Yeah. Just got to clean the stinky bits.
So
Yeah.
you can't do skipsies, but you can do a horse bath.
You
quick.
can. Yeah. You just got to wash the stinky bits
Yep.
every day.
And some good perfume.
Yeah. Well, deodorant for sure. But if you're washing your pits and your bits, then you're all right.
Yep. Then
Yeah.
you are set.
Yeah.
Well, that's the kind of weather that we're
It
we're
is.
at
Absolutely.
right now.
For sure.
And it flipped really, really fast and
Yeah.
hard.
It was like in the 60s last week. It just went straight to 90.
90. It's
Literally.
warm.
Yeah.
It's
It was in
warm.
the 90s today. So it was hot. So we're sitting inside my car with the air on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because it's hot out,
It's-
and we're on location today, so we've got a little traffic noise. So I parked further away from the road than Lisa did. So
I saw where you parked, and
Uh-huh.
I figured I would be okay to park over there.
yeah,
If the traffic was going to be too loud, we could be over here.
for sure.
Because I know what that does.
Yep. Yeah, it does. I can't focus when I'm hearing things like that. So thanks for thinking of me. I appreciate that.
It was all loaded up over here. I'm like,
Oh, was it
can't-
too full?
Yeah, it
Oh.
was. It was.
Yeah. So summertime, we were in our planning session talking about how hard it is to have two properties that need attention. That is really catching up with me. For real. We don't have all of our tomatoes in. I have driveway flowers again because all of those aren't in. It's not good.
I feel the 100% the same way. I think it might be different if we didn't live in Wisconsin, right? Like when the weather gets good with one property, it's like balls to the wall.
That.
Like you gotta get it all in and get it all done, and all of a sudden your requirements change with your time because
sure.
there's just not, you don't have a lot of good weather.
Our growing season is very short, and you have to get it in between rain showers, and you have to, get it in between your other commitments, work and family and other things. There's
It's-
just not enough time.
It's labor intensive.
For sure.
And there's rules about this, right? Like you're really chancing it if you get things to be planted outside before Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, for sure.
Because
We're
it
likely to
happened
get a
this year.
frost. Yeah, it did.
It did happen this year.
We're likely to get a frost, and all of your plantings will be gone.
Yes, so you can't work ahead
No.
unless you plan to go out and cover things at night.
Right.
Which, that's a thing too, but
Which
not
is
in my
fine
house.
which is fine if you are living there, but if it's a property, up north, your second place at whatever, then you're not there to cover stuff.
Right.
So I for sure didn't plant anything new until well after Labor Day or Memorial Day.
Yes.
At our cottage. But because we've been spending so much time on weekends
cottage,
fixing it up and doing things, I haven't been home to take care of stuff at home.
Right.
So Josh and I had put together, we had ordered some like raised tables, not even just raised beds, but they were garden tables. So I think we have 4 or 5 of them. Well, the design wasn't that great. So the sides that connect to the post, there's just a little biscuit that goes in there. So it's not very stable.
Yeah.
We used them 3 years and they're just falling apart.
I see.
So the wood is actually good. The part that fits
the bracket,
it's not even a bracket. It's just, it is literally like a little half moon, like a little biscuit that slides in. It's
plastic?
It's wood, but it's so thin that it's not supporting the weight.
I see.
Of the dirt in the table.
Yeah.
So I thought we could just put some brackets in and fix it. Josh says that's not going to work. So I think I'm right. He insists I'm wrong, and it's just one fight I'm not willing
like
to have.
the story of your life?
It is the story of my life. It for sure is.
And usually mine too.
I know darn well I'm not wrong, but whatever. That's fine. He doesn't want to do it.
Sometimes
so we're not doing it.
Sometimes you just have to like bite it. Like,
that's
fine.
It.
Okay. I'm not interested in fighting about this.
That's it. He said he was going to burn it, and I said, so that's really good wood. It's cedar wood.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
Right.
I really don't think we need to burn it. But if you don't want to grow anything in those tables, then let's just take them down and clean that area up in our backyard because it's a mess right now.
Yeah.
So he started to take those tables apart. And that's where it is.
Because life is so crazy.
That's it, right? So we have about a dozen, maybe 10 or 12. We usually grow our tomatoes in like grow bags, fabric bags. So we've got about maybe 10 or 12 of those set up. But I've got another 10 or 12 tomato plants that need to go in the other bags that he did get the second half set up, but I haven't been out to plant the tomatoes. And I've got driveway flowers again because what I had planned to do has not come to fruition.
Yeah.
And if you are not edging your garden beds every spring, which we have not been doing, the grass starts to encroach into your garden. So now I have to create an edge again.
Yes.
And like it's just there. I have probably 40 hours worth of work to do in my own yard.
Yes.
But I haven't been home.
Yes.
To do that 40 hours worth of work.
So I got a little smart.
Did you?
I did. First off,
You have a hack?
A little bit. I told myself I was not going to do driveway flowers this year.
Oh.
And what I got, I was going to plant. And that worked for about 2 weeks. So that worked. But then on Sunday, we had family over for Father's Day. We had a cookout. I knew I was leaving Monday.
Oh.
We also have a party coming up this Saturday, and I need some flowers for it. I haven't gotten all of my planting done for all of the reasons that you just talked about, right? And I have a hard deadline.
Yeah, you
like
do.
This is Saturday. So I knew I wanted to get the plants, and then I'm like, okay, shit. It's going to be hot as hell.
Yep.
Driveway plants do not do well when it's hot as hell.
No.
I don't know that I can rely on my husband to water them.
Oh, no.
So
mine doesn't either. And I just remembered that I didn't water them before I left.
Yeah.
They'll be dead by the time I get home.
I took the grandkids' little plastic swimming pool.
And you set them in
and
there?
I put them in there, and I put some water in it.
Oh, brilliant.
So and I think we're going to get some rain. So at least I put a little bit of water in so that they would they won't manage.
Totally die off.
Yes. So that's my little hack. I have them sitting in a little swimming pool.
So I tried that earlier this year.
It was
not a swimming pool. I bought, like where you put your wet boots. It's like a little tray.
Oh,
where you put your, like a rubber.
Sure.
But it's long. You could put and it's kind of wide. So you could put maybe 3 or 4 flats of flowers in this tray.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought one of those so I would just try it. Well, I bought flowers at the beginning of May, so it's well before Memorial Day, right?
Yeah.
And I would just bring them in if we were going to get frost or whatever. But I had them in this tray, and then we weren't getting frost, so I just left them out, but we had plenty of rain. Well, they were starting to drown because there was too much water and they weren't drying out at all.
Yeah.
So it might be fine for a few days. It's not going to be fine for much longer.
I'm looking
than
at
that.
3 or 4 days.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, and it's going to be hot.
Weeks had gone by.
Okay.
Like this was not.
Yeah. No, I have to get them in the ground, like
for sure,
at the end of this week.
Someone had stopped over at our house last Friday and saw the driveway flowers. He's like, and he said, Josh, you got to get these in the ground. And I said, hey, those are driveway flowers. They're supposed to be there. Back off. And he went, oh, okay.
For 2 or 3 or 4 weeks.
I mean, they look like tomato plants also, but okay. Actually, I thought about this. It came to me in the night. I woke up thinking about this.
Ugh.
I am not going to buy. So I have a tendency to buy like the small little, almost plugs, right? At the beginning of the year, you get a whole flat and they're just these little bitty ones, right?
Yeah.
Not the big like 3.5-inch pots, but the tiny ones.
Yeah.
Because I think I want, especially for things like moss roses or snapdragons or things like that, I want mass planting, so I'll get a whole bunch of these little ones.
Yeah.
I never get around to planting 45 of these. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I need a trench, and then I could just plop them in and, maybe that would work. But anyway, in the night it occurred to me, what if I were to just buy pre-made baskets full of like, I don't know, petunias or something that blooms prolifically, right? And plant the basket rather than trying to plant 45 of these individual things. I could have like 7 baskets to plant. I think that would work brilliantly.
You'd spend so much more money.
Yeah, but if I wait long enough, because I surely didn't get these planted
All
yet.
right.
Now
Well,
they're 50% off.
That's a good point.
So I could buy it for like, I don't know, $15.
Yeah.
I've spent more than $15 on the flat that's still a driveway flower.
Fair enough. I have such a hard time. I'm cheap a little bit.
I am too, which is why it's kind of killing me. But I think it actually would come out better.
Oh.
And they'd actually get planted.
I always try to like take a mental snapshot of the baskets in my head because I do think they're beautiful. And then I try to recreate it and they look like, have you ever seen like those memes like from Easter Sunday where you try to make like a lamb cake and it looks like it came straight from hell? That's what my baskets look like.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
tried
like,
to make a heart cake once and it looked
my
just like
God.
that. Yeah.
I'm
like this should not have been hard.
I probably should have just bought the basket.
Right. I was too cheap to buy the heart-shaped tin.
Oh.
So I made 2 squares and I was just going to cut the corn you can cut them off and then No, it looked terrible. It looked terrible.
That reminds me of when Deidre was little. So like 25 years ago.
Yeah.
She, I told her we were going to make Christmas cookies. And we made the dough and it was time for her nap. So I said, you go take a nap.
Oh no.
And I will cut out the cookies. Okay. And when you wake up, then we can decorate them.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Right. Except, it was our first apartment after I had gotten divorced and I did not have the cutouts.
Oh no.
I have no idea where they were. Well, she was napping.
So you can't run to the store.
I can't go quick get them. And I was like, she's going to be so angry and upset, right? Because we didn't have a lot of time when she woke up. Like it was just, I timed it perfectly. We'd have enough time for decorating. She'd have fun. Her heart would be full.
Yeah. And you told her this is what was happening.
Yes. And she was like all bought in. Dude, I cut out Christmas cookies.
Like trees and things?
It was the most grotesque thing you'd ever want to see. Like a Christmas tree the size of your face.
Oh,
like
gosh, that's
Santa
so
Claus
funny.
That did not look like Santa Claus in any sort of way.
That's hilarious.
I'm like, all right, I'm a problem solver. I'll tell her this is Rudolph.
Draw a tree. Right.
She didn't give a shit. She just
She
decorated.
wanted to decorate.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's so funny. So your flower baskets are kind of like that?
If I make them myself, they are they are not like they're the, seconds.
Okay.
If somebody were going to sell them.
Gotcha.
They're like, ooh,
that's the mark on that.
That didn't work out.
Oh.
Yeah. I can plant. I can put them in the ground. They look cute, but if I try to make a basket,
it just doesn't work.
It just doesn't.
It's really hard to get the right ratio of it's the thriller, spiller, and
yes.
What is it? Like the tall
one.
Yeah, you need the tall one, you need the medium, you need the ones that spill over the edge.
Yes.
It's hard to get the right combination.
Well, and I think so I have the right combination because I'll take a picture of them. So I'll know what to put in. I don't put enough in. And it's because I'm cheap.
So it doesn't fill out.
Yes.
Ah.
It's because I'm too cheap. Now, I did do a couple of pots this year, not baskets, because baskets I still can't quite get the number that I need to like really make it look good. But I did have a Pinterest picture.
Okay.
And I went to the garden store and I found
what you were looking for.
Yes. It wasn't the exact same things, but it was, I had each element associated and they do look pretty cute.
Nice.
Zinnias. I'm doing a lot of zinnias this year.
Zinnias are really beautiful.
They're just so
easy.
Playful.
Yep.
Like I just really wanted some color and some playfulness.
Right. Yep. I love zinnias too. They're really beautiful. Yeah, so I don't know. My yard looks terrible.
It's been a lot.
Our cottage has a lot of ground cover, so that doesn't look great. A lot of snow on the mountain. And I think we have a load of hostas, but I think they're sick.
Yeah, you had mentioned that.
Yeah, so I am not 100% sure. I'm like about 75% sure. Every time I look at them, I'm like, yeah, they just don't look right.
We have hostas too, except they're the stems.
Oh no, something ate your hostas?
All of them.
No.
Most every hosta that's there. Yes.
Even you have beautiful hostas.
Even up on the patio.
You're
just the little stalks are there. Like it's like, the spinach. Like it's just little spinach sticks.
What ate? You have rabbits?
I think deer. I'm not sure.
I
think.
Close?
I'm not sure.
Wow,
because it's
they're
not
like right up against your garage?
Yes.
Oh, no.
But we also have every ground cover
known to man.
Yes, in our yard. And it is an effing disaster.
Yep. I agree. I have lily of the valley.
Me too.
Yeah. I still am battling thistles.
Oh, God. Well, that's at home.
That is at home. Yeah. Those crappy trees that grow up, I don't know what they are.
They have a yellow root, don't they?
I don't know. I'm not sure. They might. I'm not entirely sure. So we've got some at home, way in the back corner, that need to get cut down.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm seeing them come up at our cottage too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. I still haven't even cut off the dead blooms off of my hydrangeas from last year.
Neither did I.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
And quite frankly, I don't know when I'm going to get to it.
Uh-huh.
It just may not happen this year.
And honestly, you're just going to have to give yourself a little bit of grace.
It might have to be good enough.
Because it has to be okay.
Right.
When I am exerting 150%, like I can't do anymore. So something has to fall off the edge and I have to be okay with it.
Or it'll be me falling off the edge.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that has to be okay.
Right. So it does have to be okay, but it is really hard to accept that.
Yeah. Especially when it's things that you really enjoy.
I do enjoy doing that.
Right.
Yeah. It's not fun to not have time for the things that you like to do.
I just keep saying, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. It'll be okay. We'll figure it out.
Or a fall frost will happen and they'll all be dead.
I wish deer ate ground cover.
They don't though, do they?
No,
because it's so shitty. Even deer don't want it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a bummer.
It's not good.
No, and you really do at your cabin. You have it everywhere.
growing into the woods, like
Yeah.
into areas where there
It's
is just
so
no
invasive.
return from that. I
It'll
just
choke
don't
stuff
even know
off
what
in the
to do.
woods then. You have a healthy woods until invasive stuff shows up, and then now your woods isn't healthy either.
Agree.
Yeah, that's so hard.
I didn't know what the name of this damn ground cover was, and I finally found it because I happened to be scrolling, and some in Washington State, some like DNR type of article was talking about this particular ground cover and how horribly invasive it is in woodland areas where it will just smother out everything else.
Right.
And this is what I have.
Oh no.
This is what I have.
You're going to lose your woods at some point.
It's already in there.
Oh man.
Before we got there. So
yeah.
Yeah.
That stinks.
It does. I can only do what I can do.
Well,
right?
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. You didn't put it there.
No.
Ugh.
So
that's yucky.
So I'll just give her what I have. I'm trying to find the name of it. I can't find it off the top of my head, but I'll just give it what I got.
You can.
Yeah.
And that's really all you can do.
That's it. But yes, every ground cover known to mankind I have.
Oh, yuck.
Like my ground is covered like 8 different
You don't
ways.
really have a lot of grass. You have ground cover.
A lot. Yeah.
Bummer.
But Scott you haven't been there in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He has landscaped and planted grass. So most of our yard right now is straw, so that it mulches and keeps the moisture in for the grass.
Sure.
So we're working on it.
Yay.
We're working on it.
Little by little.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
feel like that ground cover stuff, that is something like we had in our front garden bed at home, Song of Solomon. It's not a ground cover really, but it spreads like wildfire. I've been there 5 years. I have been pulling it for 5 years. It is still coming up. Like that is just one of those things that every spring you just got to pluck the new shoots that come up. You're just going to have to be extra diligent about it.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yes. I have some of that at home too, and we've been there. It'll be, is it 9 years or 10 years? I think we might be coming up on 10 years at home. And I still have little patches of that where every year I just have to like get in there
pull.
And
just got to pull the shoots as they come up.
And then it's fine, but if you let it for a season,
it's not fine. It will take over again.
Agree.
Right.
So apparently this is our garden episode.
I think maybe it is not even a check-in, it's just a garden episode. That's all right. What's growing in your garden?
Oh gosh.
What do you got? Tell us.
Right.
Yeah. I have 2 hydrangeas in front of the cottage, on each of the front windows. They are so overgrown. But because I didn't put them there, I'm not entirely sure what kind they are.
You have to wait.
So I don't know when to prune them.
Did you see them in? Oh, you haven't seen them in bloom.
No. I can see there's buds on them now. I can also see the inside of these big shrubs are empty. Like they need a good hard prune.
Yeah.
I'm kind of inclined to maybe do it this fall, and whatever happens. These things need to be cut back. They haven't been managed in a really long time. We have a beautiful old, like ancient lilac in front too. That needs to be cut way off.
It just needs some new life
For sure it does. I cut back a lot of the dead stuff this spring, but it just needs to be hacked off.
Yeah. It'll rejuvenate.
It will, right. And it'll be better than ever.
Right.
We have 2 smaller lilacs, that newer planted ones, on one side of our cottage. I'm going to have to start pruning that so that it's not rubbing on the house. Right? It's rubbing on the windows, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So those I think are not as much of a project, but that, when you've got things that are planted right up against your house, that's not good for the plant or your house.
It's not good for your house, and it's also really good for like insects and
Oh, for
mice
sure.
and things like that.
Right.
So that's
Yeah.
another reason why I need to get this ground cover out of there, because I'm just,
It's a haven for
yes,
all of that.
it absolutely is.
Yeah, and ticks are so bad this year.
In fact,
It's not
yes.
good for that purpose
No,
either.
none of it.
I bring that up because I like ticks are. Some people are afraid of spiders. I'm afraid of ticks.
Understandably.
Yeah.
Like, it isn't like, okay, so you get a spider bite in Wisconsin.
Which is not good either.
No, it's not. But it isn't like a tick traditionally. If it's like,
a house spider,
brown
regular,
recluse
well,
or whatever,
yeah.
then
We
you
have
got
those
another
too.
story.
Yeah.
But most spiders are,
In Wisconsin,
Yeah,
they're not.
it's not so bad.
Right.
Ticks, on the other hand, will have the potential of making you very sick for a
sure.
very long time.
Right.
Yeah, and it is so easy to pick up a
Right.
tick.
I think it's the idea that they burrow in your skin
Yeah.
for me, as opposed to being sick. I should be afraid of being sick, but it's the fact that they burrow in. Like, that's what freaks me out. A spider bites you and they leave.
Yeah.
Right? They don't hang there and
Yeah.
burrow in.
Yeah,
A tick will burrow into
like a
your skin.
parasite.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, that's what freaks me out about them.
Yeah, I had one this
I know.
year already, and
Yeah.
that was the first time I've ever experienced that. And he was definitely,
Burrowed in.
yes, he was.
Oof.
It was very gross.
I had one actually. So when we were doing some renovations in the cottage and we had some deliveries made, I think delivery people brought in a tick.
Mm-hmm.
I had not been outside,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't think I brought it in.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm laying in bed, and our bed at this point, we were redoing the bedroom floor, so our bed was in the dining room, and it was just the mattress on the floor. I'm sitting up in bed. I'm there by myself because I'd come there to, I think, get, I don't know what it was, delivery.
and-
I think
yeah.
it was a delivery. A refrigerator was coming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and do a little bit of work and whatever. And so I'm sitting up in bed, enjoying the quiet. I'm just going to read for a little bit before I go to sleep. And I have white sheets. And I see this little black bug walking across the sheet. And I think it's just a,
Right.
I don't know.
Just a bug. Right.
And so I went to squish it and I realized, oh my God, that's a tick. I can't just squish that. That's a tick. So I had to get a Kleenex, and then I squished it with my thumbnail, and it, you could hear it crack.
Yeah. Gross.
It was disgusting.
Yeah.
And I thought, that sucker was in my bed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Coming for you.
it was.
Uh-huh.
It absolutely was. I had not been outside the whole day. And this wasn't the first night I had slept there. So I feel like it would have found me earlier than when it did if I had brought it in with me when I first got
absolutely.
there.
Absolutely.
I'm really sure that the delivery people brought it in
Yeah.
on their
It
shoes or
just
what
dropped
have
off.
you.
Yeah.
Yep. So, you don't even have to be outside.
I
I was
know.
in my house when I found it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's
It totally and completely freaked me out. I wanted to pack up. It was like 10 o'clock at night. I wanted to pack up and go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a really big concern this year. And it's not just up north. It's everywhere right now.
Right.
Because we had such a mild winter
Yep.
that
It
they
just
didn't have the
kill 'em
die
off.
off the way they usually do.
No.
And, with that in mind, ticks are an issue every year, but they are an exceptionally big issue this year.
In Wisconsin, at
In
least. I don't
Wisconsin.
know about anywhere
Yes.
else, but
Yes.
yeah, for sure. So that's part of gardening too, though, right?
It is.
It is, you're in their backyard.
Mm-hmm.
So figuring out how to play nice, I guess.
Yeah.
You can live outside,
Just not
but
on me.
you cannot live on me or in my house.
Right.
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 Those are my rules. I don't go looking for spiders outside to squish them, but if you come in, it's fair game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can't disagree with that.
Yeah. Maybe we have to get chickens. I hear they eat ticks.
Yeah, they do.
You're saying no. I see your face.
Well,
that is not a yes face.
okay, so it is not, because I had a bad experience with
Oh,
chickens.
Chester.
Well, that was the end of the bad experience. But so when we
I
when
think
we
you
moved,
told this story.
Nah, I told the Chester story. I did not tell the rest of the story.
Oh.
When we moved to our house where we live, it had a chicken coop, and we
Yeah.
adopted the chickens.
Yeah,
They
they came with the
property.
house. Yeah.
So it was like
Free of charge.
Yeah, 4 hens and a rooster.
Yeah.
Chester was the rooster. He died. Fast forward, my husband and I get in a very big argument about who's going
gonna
to
throw him
dispose
away. Yeah.
of Chester.
Right. Bury him, whatever.
I won that argument. And then we decided, listen, we're not set up to, like, we don't have it in our lifestyle right now to be able to handle these
Take
chickens.
care of chickens.
Right.
Right.
So that was the end of the chickens.
Okay.
The chicken coop goes away. He sold it or something. The next spring, I am outside gardening. It was like a rehab, right?
Okay.
Our yard was
Your
a
yard
rehab
was, yeah,
because
for
it was
sure.
a really like a old farm yard, honestly, and
Yeah.
it just wasn't well kept.
No.
So I'm out doing some puttering around with flower beds and things, and all of a sudden I see something scurrying along.
Oh no.
And I look up. I thought it might be a chipmunk or something. It's a fucking rat.
Oh.
It was a rat. With chickens comes rats.
Oh really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Rats will eat chicken poop.
Oh, I did not know that.
That is the reason why I'm like,
not
no,
having chickens.
No. I about
I
died.
didn't know that.
I'm remembering the situation. We hadn't gotten rid of the coop yet. So the coop was still there,
Oh,
but there were no chickens in it.
but there's still poop in there.
So there was, yes, they had like a little
Oh,
colony
my
underneath
gosh.
the
Oh.
chicken coop. I
Oh, that's so bad.
freaked the fuck out.
Oh, that's so bad.
I had a little stone in my hand,
Oh,
and this
gosh.
rat was like hanging out in the grass, like
Not
just
afraid of
not
you at
very
all.
far from me. And I've never seen a rat. I about died. I threw the
Oh.
rock that I had in my hand at the chicken coop so
Yeah.
that it would make a noise,
Yeah.
so that this rat would like scurry away.
Yeah.
Because I was freaking out.
Uh-huh.
No,
It didn't. It wasn't afraid of you at all.
Well, the rock sound did make it
Oh, it
scurry
did.
away, and then
Okay.
I scurried away. And then I'm like,
The
we gotta
double scurry.
get rid of the coop. The coop's gotta go.
Oh,
Like
my
this can't
gosh.
happen.
No.
It was
It's
so
a matter of time before the poop is gone and they end up in your house.
Yes, it was not good.
Oh, gosh.
So that was the wince that you saw on my face.
I
Like,
didn't know that was a thing.
mm,
So, one of your brothers has chickens. Do
Mhm.
they have a rat problem?
I have not asked.
Oh,
I don't know. They have it pretty far away from their house. and
yeah, they do. But still, I'm wondering if
I
they
really
have
don't
seen
know.
any.
And I'll be very honest. Like, I have read that with chickens comes rats. I know that the coop and the chickens were not well cared for
Oh,
at like
yeah,
by the
before
previous
you bought them,
owners.
yeah.
Yes. So like
that could be part of it.
is it that with chickens comes rats when you don't take good care and clean the coop like
Maybe.
very well? I don't know that part.
Yeah, yeah.
But I do know that I'm not willing to take that chance.
No,
'cause
no, I wouldn't
that
either.
was
That's a
not
hard
good.
no. Well, dang it. So, in my daydreams, I pictured myself living on this cute farm
know.
with some chickens, and I'd just go out and gather fresh eggs every day.
Well, listen, it has to be
I
really
don't
far away from
know.
your house
Okay.
if that's the case.
And your chicken coop was not really
no,
far from your house.
not far enough.
No,
that's for sure.
It wasn't.
So,
Oops.
yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think that I'm cut out to be a farm girl. I'm not sure. When I hear stories like that, I'm not sure if I am.
Listen, you remember when we were talking earlier tonight about things like seem really easy and simple when
Yeah.
you have them in your imagination and you're just looking to the goal like, ooh, that would make me feel so good.
Yeah.
And then you get yourself into it and you're like,
uh-oh.
holy shit, I didn't think
know about
that,
all this stuff.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be this hard or this expensive or have this many complications or these
I
surprise.
didn't know what I didn't know.
Yes.
And now all of those things are
Here you
making
are.
themselves evident.
Here you are. And that is the same for every damn thing. It's the same for everything.
For every situation, right? Every time you embark on something new.
Yes. You think,
there's
oh,
a huge learning curve.
well, that can't be that hard. That looks pretty easy. You just do this and this and this. Okay, you do
All
this
right.
and this and this, but there's 800 sub-thises that you have to
Right.
do for every one of this and this and this.
Right.
And
Right.
it's usually expensive or annoying or difficult
Time-consuming
or
yeah.
like you've never done this before, so you have to invest a lot of time and energy, and
Yes.
that's just the way it is. That's just the way life is. Chickens.
Well, I might have to do more research before I become a farm girl then. I do tend to research the life out of something
I'd stick
before
with
I
your
start on it.
hydrangeas if I were you.
I'll start there. I mean, what the heck? I don't even have time for those. I'm certainly not getting chickens anytime soon. Gosh, that freaks me out a little bit because where I live, they just passed an ordinance that allows for people to have chickens. No
Oh.
roosters, but you can have chickens.
Oh,
So, like, now I'm a little worried that the whole town will be infected by.
well, I wouldn't go that
have
far.
an infestation by rats.
I wouldn't go that far.
I hope not.
I mean, just
I don't actually know anybody who has gotten chickens.
find out
when
from
this
your next door
ordinance passed.
neighbors if they plan to have chickens. Those are the
Yeah, they
folks I'd be
don't.
concerned about.
The
All right.
people that I live next to do not want chickens. In
Good,
fact, one
then
of
you're
them
good.
does not even think we should be allowing chickens.
Oh,
So she for sure is not going to
she
have
probably
chickens.
knows about the rats.
Maybe she does. Maybe. I didn't know that was a thing. And I didn't want to have chickens while I live in town. Like,
Right.
when I live in the
Right.
country, that's when I thought, oh, we could have some chickens. That would
Right.
be nice.
Yeah.
Maybe
well,
not.
just do a little studying up.
I'm going to have to do some research on that. Well, first I have to buy a place. Then I'll figure out the chicken piece. And I'm not in the market to buy a place. So
Right.
this
I
is
think we're-
it's totally
I think we're
daydreaming.
good on the market of buying things right
I
now.
think we are, yeah. Total daydreaming.
We
That's
just
all
went-
it is.
Complete full circle with this. It's so hard to. When I get this next property, I'm going to.
But if I let if I stopped myself from doing things because I don't know what I don't know,
Yeah.
and that fear
You wouldn't do
of what I
anything.
don't, I literally wouldn't do anything ever.
Again, this is going back to our conversation from earlier tonight.
For sure.
Like,
Sometimes you just jump in and you learn as you go, and sometimes it's painful, that learning process. But
and you're also proud of yourself for doing it.
absolutely.
Yeah, for
Right.
not letting fear
For
stop
sure.
you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Chickens and rats.
Oh my! And ticks. Oh
and
my!
ticks too. Yeah. So wait. So the chickens eat the ticks, and the
then they
rats
poop.
eat the poo
Yeah,
that contains the ticks.
yeah. It's the life cycle.
Ugh,
Gross.
good lord.
All right, let's not talk.
All
about
right,
that
let's just
anymore.
wrap this one up, huh?
Okay, sounds
All right.
good.
All right. So, Mind Garden Media. Hey, Todd. Thanks for hanging in, doing all of our hard work and making it look magical and easy for us. Speaking of things we don't know.
That's a really good example.
Yeah.
we still don't know.
No, we don't, because he just makes it magic. So,
Yes.
yeah. So thanks for that. If you're interested in doing a podcast, please look them up on Facebook, Mind Garden Media. Reach out to them. If you have questions, if you have thoughts you want to run past somebody, they're great from the very beginning, just idea stage, all the way through the planning and implementation.
Absolutely. And even if you, want to let us know and have some questions and you're not quite ready to reach out to them, reach out to us.
Oh,
We're
for sure.
Happy to share our experience.
Absolutely.
Listeners too, thank you very much for continuing to come along with us on this long road,
Right?
riding side saddle with the ladies here.
Absolutely.
We always appreciate you.
We
So,
sure do.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. We'll
Bye.
be in touch. See ya. Toodaloo.